everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Just One Fern. We got Paper Idol on later, but for right now, it's just Lucas and I. You're going to listen to us talk about random stuff, and I am here to make a declaration, Lucas.
What
and it's
is
one
it?
that I've thought hard about, okay? Because it's been killing me that this has been like happening to me, and I just think this is what I need to do. I will never sleep again.
Ridiculous. I've tried it. It doesn't
never
work.
sleep again.
What are you talking about?
Because I am tired of being so lazy.
So you're tired, so you won't sleep.
Well, it's not. No, okay, hold on. I'm tired of, not tired as in like I'm sleeping.
No, I know what you mean.
Although I am also tired, but I think I just have to push through that.
Yeah. So you're tired of not getting enough done.
I feel like you've done that, and you're telling me don't.
I have, Aaron. I have. One time in high school, I stayed up just all night, and then it was like 5, and I was like, I might as well just, I have to get up in 2 hours, might as well, and I did.
Yeah.
Then I had a Red Bull at lunch, and that was when things went south.
Bad choice.
I had a heart attack. I went to the ER. Not true.
I immediately died.
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
So I've just been really. I feel like I'm too lazy in terms of like my stuff I do outside of work, because I finish work, right, and I'm usually exhausted from work. So I want like a few hours to do nothing. I just want to lay there and like not do anything because I just got off of work. But then I want to work on music. I want to work on stuff with the podcast. I want to do a bunch of other things. But then it like gets to a point where I'm like, oh, I have to go to bed because I have to get up and do work in the morning.
Oh, so you wish you didn't have to sleep.
Correct.
So that way you could just do those things.
Well, I think the main thing here is that I want to be lazy for a few hours after work. That's what I want, but I don't have that opportunity.
Oh. So you do the laziness, then just don't go to sleep. Aaron, what are you talking about? I think you should just do it.
Okay.
Just do it.
Do it.
What are you talking about? Why is it even a question? Why do you have to ask me about it?
I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it the night before a podcast. So therefore, when I come in the next day, I'm just like, Lucas, I can't do it anymore.
No, you'll be excited. You'll be like, Lucas, guess how much work I got done.
Am I doing cocaine? Is that what's happening?
It's what it feels like. I don't know. Have you gone a whole night without sleeping?
No, I've never done that.
You go through phases between being really awake, being like, no, I'm fine. No, I got everything done. I can keep going. I have no problem. And then you're just like,
oh
no. What did you just say?
Well, I feel like.
Wait. No. No, I heard you.
I feel like I've seen this before in you, though. Like, I feel like if we stay up late, like, there will be times, honestly, and I hate when this happens, when it's like 10:30, like prime time to like be with your friends, like hanging out, and you're just like, I'm exhausted right now. I hate
That's
that.
because I did that.
My least favorite thing in the world.
What? Wait, what? What did you say at the end?
Being tired at like 10:30 at night is
the
worst.
It's the worst.
I would rather, because then when midnight hits, I'm not tired anymore.
Wide awake.
Yeah.
That's the curse. That's the curse.
I'm saying I need that break in between so then I can be ready to go, and I just need to never sleep so then I can be productive for the rest of the night.
Have you heard of the Uberman sleep schedule?
No, but I'm assuming it's horrible.
It's the worst. But I struggle with sleep.
Yes.
But so obviously, while I'm not sleeping, I'm looking into why I'm not sleeping, and
of course,
spiral.
Mm-hmm.
There are alternative sleep patterns for sleeping less time, so you can be more productive or be more lazy. So like one of them was like the ultimate one, like the really I'm not gonna have a problem bullshit one is I think it's the Uberman, and what it is instead of sleeping for an 8-hour block, you split up your sleep time into 15-minute chunks throughout 24 hours. So like every hour and a half, you take a 15 to 20 minute nap. and
I
somehow
literally
you
can't
sleep
do
like
that.
you sleep 4 hours for a whole day, and apparently it's enough.
No, that can't be true. That can't be true. I believe you. Like, I know that probably people do this, but I literally can't. Like, since I have work during the day, I can't do that.
Well,
You
what
know?
if you well, you work from home, don't you?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna do that.
Aaron, let me tempt you one more time. How would they know if it's a little 15
Stop
minute?
Stop it! You know how easily tempted I am. But I just feel like with this, it's a constant battle for me between laziness and productiveness. And I feel like, yes, you could say, oh, that like everyone else. And I would say, yes. But for me, I feel like it's especially hard because I feel like I've always been lazy. I've always leaned more to the lazy side. And so, like, you know how lazy I am? I will literally, like, say I need to look up something and it's in an article. If it's not in the first paragraph, I'm not scrolling down.
Aaron,
I'm not.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you this right now, and this might be earth shattering to you. I speak for I think the entire lazy community when I say you aren't lazy.
Are you sure?
We look at you and we're like, wow, like I wish I could do that much. Okay, listen. You just said you would look up, you need to know something, you look up an article, you read the first paragraph. I don't get that far. I don't get close to that far. I read the title, I read the headline, and I'm like, okay, I'm right, or okay, I'm wrong. And just one. I won't look at multiple sources. I can't believe you even get to the article. That's incredible to me.
But I feel like, I mean, is earth shattering because I've always felt like I'm crazy for doing that. But also, like, say I'm like Snapchatting and like if like I'm trying to talk to a girl, right? If I'm like Snapchatting them,
yeah,
I've gotten to the point where like I'll take a picture and like it'll just be blurry because I have a shaky hand, and I'm like, nah, I don't care, and I send it. Like I'm not taking a better picture. I don't care. And like I just that moment happened, and I was like, God, you're a lazy son of a bitch. But I can't believe you think that I'm not.
No. Aaron, well, think about it. Out of the group from college, like our little clique,
okay.
Do you think you were the lazy one? Think about us.
No, I don't.
Come on.
Okay,
Come on.
I don't. I guess it's more of a battle, myself versus myself.
Well, you have a standard, right? Like how much work you want to be getting done versus how much you are, right? And compared to that,
I'm the most
you're
lazy. But also, I feel like in general, our friends are not like we're lazy, but we also have so much like stuff that we do that we love, like music and like, you know, like I feel like if we were doing stuff constantly that we loved, we would not be lazy.
Yeah, like if we had that opportunity.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't have work.
Yeah, if I didn't have a job, and that's the thing, I'm most productive during the day, like during sunlight hours. Like I'm awake, I'm moving around, the sunlight like hits my eyes, and I'm like, all right, it's time to like be up, do stuff, let's get it done. And it just doesn't happen.
All right. Then you get screwed over by the laziness stats in.
Yeah.
No, I get you. No, I totally get that. But yeah, I guess that's a good point, is like people like from our friend group from college, like maybe we don't come off as lazy because like we do stuff outside of, I guess, what's required.
Yeah.
Like, we have bands, we have music, or we have extra stuff we do, but I don't know. I guess I view myself as lazy because right now I'm currently unemployed. But
well, that doesn't necessarily mean you're lazy. I know how it can feel that way though. Like if you're not employed, you're just gonna feel lazy because you're like, oh, I'm not working. But then when you're working, you're like, God damn it, I wish that I had this time to do other things. So it's like,
but you never. But that's the other thing. That's a paradox, because when you have the time, you don't use it.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You're like, oh man, look, I don't have anything to do. Like,
you know why? There's one thing that's behind all of this.
What?
Money.
Aaron, if I had the money.
It's the one thing. Honestly, that's like, why do you go to work?
Money.
That's it.
Money?
That's the only reason you go to work, unless you are a billionaire and you love your job.
Aaron, if I'm not even kidding. I think that if I were a millionaire or billionaire, I would be world famous.
Really?
Not because I have money, but because of how I spend it.
Because how you use it.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest blunders of millionaires and billionaires is that they don't spend their money creatively.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's why I think Elon Musk, he gets a lot of attention because he sold flamethrowers and he owns like a space company.
Because he's insane.
Makes electronic cars. Yeah, he's insane. But I'm insane too. Give me money.
Where's mine?
I will make a city of bounty castles. Like, think about that. Think about how amazing that would be.
Billionaires, money now. Money now.
Money.
Me. Give it to me now.
It's my money and I need it now.
Well, I always say the same thing. Like, if I somehow like won the jackpot, right? If I got a bunch of money all of a sudden, I would still live in this apartment. Like, if no one found out, that's the thing. Like, people would find out.
No,
like,
you don't want people knowing.
If I just inherited a bunch of money, I would still live in this place and use my money specifically on promoting everything and like on, getting studio time and all this stuff. Like, I wouldn't use it in a bad way
smart.
at all. I would use it in a
first
bad
thing
way.
I
would do is get a nice car. And then after that, it would be completely on my career.
See, Aaron, here I'm again speaking for the lazy people. That is so responsible. That's such a responsible thing like to say. I know. I have answered this question before. The first thing I would do if I got $1 billion is I would fly to New York City and I would go to White Castle. It's like not even not even an amazing like burger joint.
No, it's probably the worst one.
But I can't have it and I want it,
Wow, man. I mean, if White Castle is your calling when you get $1 billion, it's so funny.
Well, also another thing I really want to do is I saw this is an SNL skit, which I can't find online anywhere. I've tried really hard to find it.
Okay.
I think it was like Jim Carrey or somebody was on, and they're doing. Oh, wow. It's like a talk show or something. It doesn't matter. He was like, well, if I had $1 billion, I would rent an airport hangar, and I would fill it. I would fill the airport hangar with 999 men named Mark. And then I would hire one man named Normand. And I would watch from afar with cameras set up while Normand slowly rose in the ranks. Slowly, all the Marks found out Normand was different. And he becomes the leader of this group of Marks.
Wait, so Jim Carrey said that?
I think so. There was some guest they had
Jim
on.
Carrey would say though.
It was he does this character with like a Muppet, and he's like an old like Vietnam vet Muppet. Like
I've never seen this.
It's weird. It's I wish there's a lot of.
I wish you could find it so I could see it.
I could find I found the character. I can't find the bit, but it's I think it's a genius use of. It's probably, and I've done the math. I've done the math. It's probably like 10 grand, just like if you think about it, 10, 15 grand, and you can make that happen. And that's nothing to someone like Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos, and that's hilarious.
That's so funny.
That's like some of the best entertainment I can think of.
I would pull a lot of pranks. I would
like. How could you not?
I would pull a lot of pranks. It'd be so good. It'd be amazing.
All right, you know what? I'll throw this out there. Real big change of topics. I have a really deep, and maybe I could do this if I was rich. I could get away with it. I have a really, really deep personal fantasy of having a crab on a table and taking a sledgehammer. Just on top. Bah! Like what? A big crab, like a really large, like the size of my head.
Wait, why? How did this come to mind?
I don't know.
Were you watching The Little Mermaid? Like what was happening?
First of all, fuck him. But second of all, I don't know. They're just
so you don't want to smash Sebastian though. Like that's
yeah, like it's like a big red with meaty claws. I don't know. Just something about that seems so satisfying.
Power. I just love it.
It's knowing that I turn him into cream. I turn his insides.
Oh no.
So gross. I don't know. I would never do it. I would never do it. But It sounds so satisfying to take a really big, like a carnival hammer, like they do with like the big, you hit the
Yeah,
bell.
I know what you're talking about.
And I think that would be really satisfying for the instant. And then obviously you realize like it's mean.
First of all, I hate those carnival like hammers. Like I always feel so weak when I hold one of those. I'm like, this must be 10 times what a regular like sledgehammer weighs.
Yeah.
Like, how are you lifting this thing?
Yeah, it's always
am I just not strong? Don't
maybe.
answer it. I don't actually. No, I want you to answer it. I want you to tell me I'm not strong.
Aaron, you have, you are a strong man, Aaron.
Your body fat percentage is way too high. You just start completely digging into me.
Aaron, I'm sorry to say this, but you are the weakest motherfucker I've ever met in my life, and I hate you.
You are so horribly weak.
What are you gonna do about it, little bitch man, little bitch baby? What are you gonna do, huh?
You little
Sorry, that's just mean. I felt bad saying that.
Bitch baby. I'm gonna change my name on Twitter to bitch baby.
Bitch baby is funny, yeah.
That's hilarious. But why did
I'm
you
sure
think
you
of
do
that?
better than me. I don't know. Maybe it was like playing Skyrim or something, and they have like those crabs that walk near the rivers, and I know you can have a hammer.
I just don't.
I might have done it in game, been like, wow, I really like.
Are you gonna eat it afterward?
No.
Oh, Lucas, then that's horrible. Can
Well, I
I?
won't
Right, here's
do
the
it.
thing. Here's the thing. You kill it, and then I'll eat it.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I like crab.
I love crab.
Then why aren't you eating it?
Because fuck that crab.
You're just mad at this. Why?
Fuck that crab.
What have crabs done to you? The animal, not the disease. What has crabs done to you? I don't want to bring up that topic.
Ruined my dating life.
It destroyed
my reputation at the office.
I had to transfer schools. It was horrible.
Fuck you, Jessica.
You lied to me, you bitch. So you're just so mad at this crab that you won't even eat it. You just want to murder it. You're a psychopath.
No, I don't.
That
Everybody
is some
has dark
O.J.
thoughts.
Simpson level shit.
Everybody has dark thoughts. O.J. Simpson.
He was mad, and so he killed him.
He was mad.
He was mad, so
he was a mad man.
Except it's different because you'd be killing a crab, so it's not as bad.
I don't know.
It could be as bad. What if it's the king crab of all crabs, and then every crab in the world just attacks?
I would love to see that.
Could we win?
Just start
Do you think
crawling
we'd
out of the
win?
water.
Do you think we win versus an army of crabs? Humans versus crabs?
I want to say yes if we have a bunch of hammers, but
we need to get every sled.
Hold on, let's look at history here. Okay. Do you know about the Emu War?
Yes. I actually
lost.
Okay. You know what's crazy? I was actually thinking about writing a musical about the Emu War.
No way. That's such a great idea.
I was gonna write one, and I was like, well, Hamilton's popular. Maybe the Emu War would be
not related. I don't know why. It's great though. I would watch that. If they made a musical about Ratatouille, I think they should make one about the Emu War.
I agree, but But anyway, continue. Yeah, that war's
but
great.
for everybody who doesn't know, I think it was Australia. I think.
Mm-hmm.
For like land or some reason, they had their like government military go up against like emus to like try to. And they fought battles, and actually got overpowered by emus, by large birds. Think of 10,000 big birds just charging.
That's what it is. Yeah. That's how we'd fight the crabs. We'd get the emus. We'd have to make peace with them.
Yeah.
And
they just
could you just imagine? I just like picturing it. We fly to Australia. We go to the head of their like military. We're like, listen, we need you. I know it's gonna be hard, but
the emu's like smoking a cigar. He's like,
yeah, this is like, we need to get the emus on our side. Like, you gotta bury the hatchet. And he's like, no, I can't. You expect me to work with them? It's like, we're gonna die. The crabs are on their way. It's like that.
The crabs are in cahoots with the lobsters.
That's
You don't
like-
understand.
In every action movie, there's like there's like the main characters, right? And one of them has a feud with a main character who hasn't been introduced yet because of something in the
Right.
past. And then they're like,
This is that.
we need him.
This
And
is
then
your
he brings him
musical.
in.
Aaron, this is your musical.
I'm writing it down.
This is it. This is it. I think this is genius.
I think it's genius as well because that's a perfect storyline. Is it
Yeah.
not? Any flaws? Anyone? I can't think of any.
I think the only flaw we have here is that we need producers. We need
I
people
think
to
so.
sign on.
I think you're right.
You know, we just need more. We
Did
need more
I just
support.
pitch something to you? Or no, we came up with it ourselves. But like,
I don't know. We did an accidental pitch.
I like that.
pitch.
I like an accidental
I do
pitch.
like that.
But like, I feel that the only thing it's missing is like a love story.
Oh
needs to be-
yeah,
there
you
needs
need
to
a
be
forced,
something
really forced love
heart-wrenching.
story.
Yeah.
But it is heart wrenching. Yeah. What if you just cut back and forth between like clips of The Notebook, like just a
I was
completely
gonna say,
different
what
movie?
if it's like, what if the love story is between like a whole another side story that has nothing to do with the war, and then like at the very end, like crabs just kill him, or they get crabs the disease instead of the animal.
Oh, they have to break up.
Yeah.
You gave me crabs.
No. I think that'd be hilarious. So, all right, that's our
Yeah.
next thing. That's what we're doing. That's
Yeah.
our next movie.
No, I love that.
I don't know what.
Start working on the music. I think.
I'll start working on it.
And if anybody at home has any suggestions,
Yes.
any melodic ideas,
Please do it.
obviously shoot them over to Aaron. He'll be 24/7. He won't be.
I will not.
Well,
be
there's your
sleeping.
solution. How can you be lazy when you have this to work on?
this is going to drive me through every night. I'm never gonna sleep. It's perfect. This is what I needed. See, this is why the
Yep.
podcast is so important because
Yep.
it makes me realize that I'm doing the right thing.
From 12 to 8. This is your new life.
Exactly.
The Crab Emu Wars. Oh, wonderful.
I love that.
Wonderful. Big fan.
So I think that there's something that I was talking about the other day, which I don't know why I'm thinking about this now,
Uh-huh.
but it's because I think my cousin, like my little cousin, is not potty trained yet, right?
Great.
So I was thinking in my, you're like, wow, fuck.
Awesome.
He's not potty trained.
Is,
And I was
is,
like,
is this an excuse for you? Because
No.
you're like, well, if he
No,
can't
no,
do
no.
it, then I don't have to worry. Then I don't have to justify
worry about
myself
this
shit in the
shit.
bed.
no, I'm saying that what if someone just was never potty trained? Do you think that they would eventually figure it out? Or do you think that like they would just be like in a meeting at work and just shit their pants?
Maybe like a really big struggle for it. Like they were trying really hard not to shit their pants, and then just
Yeah.
like, no. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Like they just. Do we have to teach people? Do we have to
Like
teach
they're
people
just
to hold
they're
it
just standing there like getting ready for a game of basketball and just pissing down their leg. Like what? What like do you
Oh,
think
that's
they would
great.
eventually learn? Like do you think they'd be like, "Oh, wait, I got to go in there." Or are you just like, "I don't have to use the bathroom." like "Oh, do you have to go to the bathroom?" Yeah. And you just go.
Well, not anymore. Well, okay.
No, I'm good.
I don't know. I think that I think it would become an issue. I think,
I agree. No, I think no matter what it would be an issue.
but I think they'd realize, and maybe the muscles won't be developed enough, where they'll like try to hold it, and they'll be like, I gotta go,
Man, wow. Do you think it
Oh,
would
it's
be
gone.
well? It would obviously. It must be the only reason they would do it. They would learn how to do it because their parents are not telling them, right?
Right.
The only reason that they would actually learn how to do it is by humiliation from other people.
Yeah, it would be humiliation.
There's-
It'd be like
there's
I
only
was
one-
at Ronnie's house, and
no, it'd be middle of the cafeteria, like
oh
you,
no,
you just like you-
macaroni and cheese
you-
day.
But the thing is, and this is why it's so funny. They'd poop, everyone would freak out, and they'd be like, "Why are you freaking out?" what is wrong with what I'm doing right now?
And it'd be day one. It'd be day one of kindergarten, and they come home. They're like, what happened? What happened?
Now I don't like to bring up Crystalia because he's in a lot of trouble, but he has this one
is he a
bit.
comedian?
Yeah, he's this comedian.
Yeah.
And he has this one bit where he says, like, if I walked into a store and pooped my pants, everyone, and I was like, oh, like, I'm so sorry. Like, everyone would be like, God, this guy's so weird. But if he pooped his pants and he was like, yeah, that's what we're doing now, some people would do it with him next time.
No, they would not.
That's what he said.
No,
he
they
literally
would
said
not.
that. And I actually can't believe I'm remembering this. But yeah, he says that. And I was like, that's hilarious. But do you think that
That's
day
funny.
one of kindergarten, he's like, boom, poop my pants. And then everyone is like, maybe I could do that.
Okay, with kindergartners, I think that could happen.
Right. So would they start a revolution at a young age of just all these kindergartners being like, I'm not using the toilet?
Yeah.
And then
I think
we go right back to the Middle Ages.
I think would become a problem
Poop in the
because I
streets.
know that I don't remember where I saw this. It was on like a forum or something online. It was about how health teachers were like talking about like they're doing like drug education classes for sixth graders, and it was about kids would abuse hand sanitizer. They're like, don't abuse hand. They're like, hey, sixth graders, don't abuse hand sanitizer. Yeah. It'll get you high for like a second, and it'll just sting really bad if you just inhale it. And of course, they had an epidemic of kids just constantly,
just huffing,
walking into class, huffing hand sanitizer. And I'm like, thinking of that's sixth graders. Mm-hmm. I'd shit myself as a kindergartner easy. Yeah. If I saw some other kid doing it, I'd be like, he's cool.
You know how hard it was to go to the bathroom as a kindergartner?
Oh my God, it was the worst.
Lucas, I was traumatized in second grade.
Oh, what happened?
And I still, it was so traumatizing at the time that I still think about it today. And I was in second grade.
Did you shit yourself?
No. So in our classrooms, the way my elementary school was set up, in the classroom was the bathroom.
Yeah, we had the same thing. Okay. Yeah.
So I go to the bathroom.
I have a story too, but go ahead.
All right, so I go to the bathroom. I feel like we talk about excretion a lot on this podcast, but we're the number one excretion podcast. I'm tweeting it.
Absolutely.
So I go to the bathroom and I stand up. Oh, this is bringing it right back to like one of our first episodes. I'm standing up to pee. This is probably why I sit most of the time. Oh. I'm standing up to pee. And I pee, and it's loud. Like, the toilet is super low because we're kids. And so, like, I'm already growing. I'm in second grade. So I'm peeing, and it's super loud, right? I flush. I walk out. Everyone is staring at me. They all heard me peeing, which in the long run, it doesn't matter. Like, nobody probably remembers that.
Yeah.
But even my teacher was looking at me.
Oh, no.
And I was just like, I got to go home.
Did you go home?
No, I didn't. But I was I went back to my desk and just shame like fell. And I still remember to this day. And everyone like made fun of me afterwards. Like, you pee loud. And I was like, God. And so I started to sit most of the time. And then eventually I stood up again.
It's trauma.
I think it is.
You trauma sit.
Yes, correct. English is hard. But yeah.
English is hard. It's what did I?
You didn't say. Was that a word?
Trauma sit. I made it up.
So
I made it up.
Right.
So what? I made it up.
I'm correct.
Hey,
Frindle. I'm gonna make up words.
Yes, Frindle. Frindle.
Book. Wow.
I loved Frindle.
I'm on like an elementary school remembrance kick.
Well, okay. Here, Aaron. I gotta follow up your story.
Do it. Do it.
And I think it really shows the difference between you and me.
Okay.
Which I think was being highlighted a lot today.
Yes, I agree.
So I have a very, very similar story where fourth grade instead of second grade, we had a bathroom in the classroom.
Okay.
Same way. And I had just watched an episode of Seinfeld.
In fourth grade?
Yeah, I think like the night before. My parents they just had it on all the time. I watched this episode of Seinfeld and Jerry, I don't know. Have you ever seen Seinfeld? Did you ever watch it?
My parents also still watch it every night. So.
Yep. There you go. And do you know the episode of Seinfeld about the belly button opening and closing?
No.
So Jerry has a girlfriend, and he makes this joke about how when she's asleep, her belly button talks to him. Like it's going hello and like open and closing while she's like breathing in and out. And for whatever reason, I go to the bathroom. And I really want to do the bit because the bit is the whole show is hello.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh well, if I'll do all the toilets flushing. I flush the toilet and I go hello like really loud, like I thought that was gonna cover it up.
Yeah.
And I come out of the bathroom. The whole class is looking at me.
Yeah.
Just the same way, and the teacher's pissed. And me and this teacher had we have a bad relationship already.
You guys, I feel like you would duke it out on the daily.
We would, and she gave me this dirty look, like she was like, oh. And then she said, "Are you proud of what you just did? Are you proud of that?"
Oh
and I went, "What do you mean?" Because I'm like, how could she possibly know?
Yeah.
She's like, "You know exactly what I mean." And I said, "Yes." It's like, fuck you.
You are so right. I would have never once done that. I
right?
would have been like,
I was proud.
I'm so ashamed.
And the whole class started laughing. And I'm like, yeah, fuck you, bitch. Give me a yellow card. See what happens, all right?
Send me to the principal now. I like it there. We're friends.
Oh, man.
Dude, that's so crazy, though. Because, like, I am the exact opposite. Like, I was always like,
yeah.
I need to be a goody two-shoes. I cannot, like...
You're like, oh, no.
Yeah, God, no. Which I think has shown to this day. Like I said, you're the Nickelodeon kid. I'm the Disney kid, and it's very clear.
Yeah, which I think there's crossover, but it definitely comes. I think there are moments like those where you really see.
Mm-hmm.
Where you really see.
What? I was gonna say quickly. Speaking of crossovers, best crossover ever was Fairly Odd Parents Jimmy Neutron crossover.
Thank you, Aaron. As a Disney kid to a Nickelodeon kid, that means a lot.
Best crossover I've ever seen.
Well, here, let me throw the ball back into your court.
Okay.
How about I think it was That's So Raven, Hannah Montana, Zach and Cody crossover?
That one was honestly the best also. That was the best Disney one.
I think those two were both amazing. Very,
really
very
were.
good.
Anything, honestly, Zach and Cody, they kind of just like, they held it down, you know, like they really, the original one, like they held it down.
Oh, you don't like the one on the ship?
I like On Deck as well, but the first one, I don't know, I was younger when I watched that one, and then I like went into the next one, where it's like,
they're really extending the life of the twins.
Yeah,
on
they
the
really
ship.
did. Oh well. Sorry, you were saying something.
I listen. All I had to say was I'm glad we can make peace between the Disney and Nickelodeon children as spokesmen,
because a lot of people can't.
No.
Which I understand, because I get passionate, and like you get passionate about this stuff, but
yeah, you gotta recognize that there's more to life than Jack Black, and there's more to life. Okay, well that's not true.
I mean,
Jack Black's everything.
That's a hard bridge
Jack
to
Black's
cross
everything.
there. I don't know.
But yeah, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, here's to all the Disney kids. From the Nickelodeon kids.
Cheers to you. All right,
Let's
guys.
See what Paper Idol has to say.
Cool. All right, let's send it right over to Paper Idol, and we will see you next week. All right, guys, we got Paper Idol on today. We're going to be talking a little bit about his newest single, Clouds, that came out, and some stuff that maybe is coming up soon. So I guess we'll just hop right into the music that you already have out. So Clouds. It's actually funny. I found you on TikTok. That was like the first time I had ever like seen you or like heard your music, and you were talking about how you made it with like the thing you did with your mouth and everything. How did you even come up with that? Like, can you walk us through the production process of this song? Because I just think it's incredible.
Thanks. Yeah. The song started as the melody. You got me with my, like, I sort of heard that, originally just, I don't know, I was like waking up or something, and then
that's the spot. Yeah, that's when it always happens.
My head was in the clouds, so
nice. Yeah.
And so I heard that melody before anything, and then I thought, okay, this is gonna be cool. Once you have like one little thing that you like, it's a lot easier to make the rest of it. I've realized.
Yeah.
As opposed to just fighting uphill, right, and trying to create something. It's like I started with one tiny little sliver inspiration, and then it sort of informed the rest of the process. So when I started working on it, I came up with the verse part pretty quickly, just like the guitar line and everything,
Yeah.
and kept it simple. And then there was the head in the clouds right before the chorus, and then I had no idea what I was going to do, actually. And so
Okay.
I tried a bunch of different things. I was like, oh, I'm going to do like I'll chop up a vocal and do something like that.
Yeah.
And I was really sort of lost. I sent it to a friend of mine, a collaborator named Tim Legend. He makes music as Tim Legend, and he I said, hey, like, I got all these different ideas, like, I don't know what to do here. And he's really great with that kind of stuff. So you know, at one point, so I sent him a couple options. He was like, oh, you could like try this here and this there, and then I almost asked him to just like, I was like, can you just try to drop on here, do something crazy, right? And by the time I sent it to him, then I had this idea of like, wait a minute, what if it was like clouds? It's like, it could be like raindrops kind of sound, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
And so I wanted that sort of raindrop sound. And I tried a bunch of different like synthesizers, and some things sounded too like Martin Garrix sounding. I didn't want anything like too cheesy. And then I thought, okay, why don't I actually use like, this is like the most pure sound, just like hitting your cheek. And so I actually just it's just like in that video, I just recorded one of them, and it really nailed the droplet.
It's so atmospheric. Like the whole time, you definitely gave us the feeling. Like I could tell, like, all right, he definitely meant for us to feel the way that we're feeling. I felt like I was floating, like, with all the different sounds. So like, I know that was kind of like the main part. Like that was your hook, and which was super cool, by the way. Are you like a John Bellion fan?
Not formally, but I respect him a lot as
like
a producer. Yeah.
Your chorus was very like new age swing type of like almost like Dilla swing, like that fall behind to the second beat. But yeah, I thought that was awesome. But like, so there's all these different layers also in the track. So like, what other parts did you have like down there that were, I guess, more present, that maybe listeners didn't really notice that they were there?
I know you had I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but you specifically, I got to ask about the cardboard. I know you swiped that.
Talking about this
TikTok
guy right here.
Yeah.
This is the famous cardboard.
That's your drum machine right there.
That's right. Got a lot done with this thing. The cheapest percussion I've ever gotten.
Yeah.
Did
you think of that, or did you get that from somewhere, like that idea?
So I remember there was a track I made like a really long time ago, like when I was just starting to produce. And I remember giving that a shot. I had like, I was at home, and I was making this sort of hip hop track, and I was like, oh, why don't I like try to like put my hand against cardboard? And that track, I don't even know where it is anymore, but it always stuck with me, that idea. I don't remember where I originally got the idea, but with this song, it was, I knew I had to have some sort of percussion, and I tried. My initial thought was like, okay, it's trappy, right? Why don't I try some hi-hats, right?
Yeah.
And all the hi-hats that I tried, they sounded too sort of plucky, kind of like the synth, the main pluck sound. And so it wasn't really fitting. And I thought, I need something that like is percussive but also smooth. Right?
Yeah.
So that it sort of contrasts with the pluck. Does that make sense?
Yes. Oh, definitely.
And so I my studio's in Boyle Heights.
Okay.
And there's this one like corner store that I always go to for like, I don't know, I usually get like a bag of Doritos and like a Perrier. Those that's my combo at the studio.
Okay, nice.
And
I feel like everyone's got to have their combo. Like
everyone's got their combo. Yeah. Perrier lime. It's good stuff.
It's a good choice. Respect.
Yeah. So this time I went there and I was like, hey, do you have any cardboard? And he was like, I got this box here.
They
And I was like,
always have
cool.
cardboard. Every store always. You know they do.
They got so much, dude. If you go to a corner store and they tell you they don't have cardboard,
Yeah, something's
don't
wrong.
go back.
Yeah.
Something's definitely happening.
Something's
that should
off.
be
The
happening.
store is a front for something.
Definitely,
They're using
exactly.
those boxes.
That's how you know this place is legit.
Okay.
And I wish I could give him a shout out. I don't remember the name even. Anyway,
But if you find it, go there.
if you find, yeah, definitely.
If you know, you
So,
know.
Ask for the cardboard.
ask for the cardboard. That's their special. So so he was like, yeah, you could like rip this off, and so I brought it back to the studio. I was like, all right, I got the cardboard. And then that's how I made that
That's
part.
so cool.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. I feel like, I mean, thinking outside the box, like as a producer and like with all these things that you have been, I mean, like posting about and like, so you've been making beats for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Is it like, how have you seen yourself grow with these to the point where you can think of that stuff and just like go with it and, you know, see how it works out?
That's a great question. I still, it's funny. I still have the experience of struggling a lot. And
yeah.
and it's a weird answer, but like for every moment where I really feel like I nail it, it's like you guys don't hear the the 99 other sort of attempts.
Yeah.
And every so
we understand
often
that feeling very well.
yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys are artists, so it's like that's how it is, right? In writing and in whether it's comedy or music, it's like every so often it seems like everything comes together and you have a theme and you executed it in a way that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing is really it was really a really amazing experience. Just I knew I didn't even care if anyone heard the song. I remember feeling like, wow, I'm really like satisfied by that. I was really sort of in this flow and like and having a good time with it. And that happens every so often, but not a lot.
Yeah, it does.
That's
that
the
when
feeling.
that happens, though, it's the best. Like that's when you know, like all right, this is something that could do really well. And I mean, you did do really well. I saw your Spotify rap like 4.4 million streams. Like that's incredible. How did you like?
That's gotta be like $2.
What was your growth from last year?
I think last year was it was at 1.
Okay,
so
that's so cool.
A little bit.
Oh, that's huge.
300%.
300%.
Yeah,
I'll take it. Take it.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, so I want to talk a little bit more about like the Clouds visuals that you have and like the music video that you made and the actual cover. So like, did you design like the cover yourself, or like was that someone else that you hired to design it? How did that work?
Yeah, I designed the album art, and I do that for that's most of the stuff I've released. I've designed the album art, except for rare occasions. And I was just it's something that I've gotten into just out of like almost necessity, because I am really into collage. I'm really into that sort of surreal pop art vintage collage world. And there is a community of people doing it that I found on Instagram, actually.
Oh wow, okay.
And so I kind of just got into it there. I found a lot of people who were doing it, and I thought I would hire one of them to make my art, and it was just they were just charging too much at the time. This was like a couple of years ago. And I thought to myself, okay, like I can make this happen somehow, right? And so,
you can figure it out.
I started looking up interviews of these collage artists, and them going through their process. They're like, okay, you got to get this and this, and I was like, all right, I can get that iPad app, and I can work in Photoshop. Like I have some experience in Photoshop, and so that's so I've started sort of doing my own art in that way.
That's cool.
Is that how you got into it? Just by necessity?
Yeah, I mean that's maybe oversimplifying. I've been messing around with Photoshop like since I took a class in middle school on it. Like I've always had it. I've always messed around with it. I really enjoy it. I don't do it as honestly as much as I would want. But anytime there's album art to be made, that's like an opportunity to kind of explore and
Right.
and make some cool collages. Yeah. I actually, by the way, I had a side project called Inverted Worlds, and it was just collage art. Like I was posting, I wanted to be one of those Instagram guys who have
Okay.
art.
Really?
And
Yeah.
you can still find it. But here, you want to hear a funny story? Is I used an email that has since been deactivated,
Okay.
and I am locked out of the account, and there's
Really?
no getting back in. Yeah. So
How'd that How did you just get locked out of it?
if if you don't remember, if you make an Instagram account with an email and then you deactivate that email, you're done. There's no going back.
There's
Wow.
nothing you can do.
So you can't even get in there. Like
I made all the calls. I sent I tried everything, and it was like dead end. And so
Wow.
God,
Inverted
Instagram
Worlds
sucks.
is no more. Yeah, right.
What the hell?
So was it
Yeah.
like one day the email got turned off and then you just couldn't get in?
Yeah, I used some random I think it was like an old band that I was in. I used that email, and then
And you couldn't
And then
even like reset the password or anything. Like
if you deactivate an email, you can't
wow.
if you delete it, you can't
Damn.
reactivate it. And so I'm like, I gotta think of a new name now. You know?
Man, that's crazy.
Oh, when did that happen?
This was this was earlier this year. I was like, I want to post something. I was like, oh, I'm out. I did all I looked at all the facts.
So, like,
2020
now
strikes again. God damn.
2020 is the
Yeah.
worst part of 2020.
Yeah.
You
Oh, I've been
losing
so
that
pissed.
account is definitely the worst part of anything that's happened.
Yeah, I don't think anything
Yeah,
worse has
for
happened
for
to
anyone.
anybody.
Nothing is coming to mind. Like that was
Definitely not.
That's
no,
striking.
So wait, so are you like,
it was bad.
do you plan on like making a different account, or now are you just like throwing all of that visual creativity into the music side of things?
At some point, I will. This project has I'm in the process of getting the EP out, putting out more singles and stuff like that. So it
Mhm.
started to take a lot of my attention. But at some point, I want to start a t-shirt
Okay,
business
that'd be
with like cool graphic design.
Oh
And
yeah, like
so
you
that's,
have
like, in
your
my-
fantastic T-shirt. that you
Yeah,
came out
yeah,
with.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And we got some more coming. I got some you see these mock-ups back there. I got some
Okay.
t-shirts that are coming. Yeah,
Cool.
Oh,
I like
see
the-
some yellows.
And the I'm
Mhm.
Fantastic one, that one sold out, right? Like that one it sold
So,
out.
yes,
That's
that
awesome.
one
That's so
that
cool.
one sold out pretty quick. And it's funny because back in the day, meaning like this past year, I was like actually making them myself, which was arduous process. So
Wow.
I'm excited to not do that. Like
That's-
just
yeah,
with
that's
an
a lot of
iron,
work.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and ketchup, of course.
Yes, this guy, he knows.
I like that skit. It
Mm.
was funny.
Yeah, your skits are very good. And also like your
Thanks.
TikTok videos are very good too. Like that's
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole reason I had found you was because, you were getting some I'm losing the word. What is the word for it? Gaining traction? That works.
Some cloud.
Some sort of
Some-
cloud. Yes. Yes.
I like the weatherman one. Made me laugh. I was like, damn.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Tell me you're doing
Yeah.
more. Tell me you're gonna do
Yeah.
more more skits.
We definitely will. Yeah. I just finished a big move, and so
Okay.
I'm resetting up my green screen space.
Gotcha.
So we'll make sure to keep the skits coming for sure.
Did you like move to a new city or like
No, just a different place in LA. Yeah.
cool? That's awesome. dude.
Lease ended.
And
yeah.
so like for like your music video for Clouds, like how did you like come up with the idea for that? Was that also your idea for visuals or how did
So
that work?
which video are you talking about? Just to be
The one that's like it's almost completely yellow, like almost your face is almost completely yellow, but it's kind of grainy.
Oh, for sure, yeah. So that we were just gonna make that was shot by my buddy Mike Williams, who he did some of the I'm Fantastic stuff, and he did a Ready for Love video for that song Ready for Love I
Okay.
released, and basically he shot that. It was supposed to be like a quick promo,
Mhm.
and then I took it into Final Cut and just put I just put every effect I could find on it
Okay. Yeah.
until it looked weird.
Overloaded it. Nice.
I literally just that was shot in like it was shot with a yellow backdrop, but it was in like a regular room. And then by the time I put like 50 Final
Yeah.
Cut effects on it, it looked like some weird.
It looks super professional, like really well done. So I mean, props to you on
Appreciate
that.
it. Yeah, that's definitely one of my newer endeavors, the video stuff. But Mike Williams shot it, and he did a great job with that. So
So like, I guess moving on to what's happening next. So I know you posted that there's a new song coming in February.
Yes.
What should we be looking forward to? Like, is it gonna be similar to Clouds, different? Like, give us, something to, I guess look forward to.
Yeah. So, I would consider this to be Cloud's evil twin.
Okay.
All right.
I like that a lot.
Yeah,
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
And not because it's not any sort of it's not actually, there's nothing evil about it, but it's a little bit like the sort of there's like, so you have siblings, like you have two brothers. It's like one is a little bit more like outgoing and excitable, and the other one is a little bit brooding. He's like a little bit in the shadows.
Yeah.
This to me is that brother.
Okay.
In that family. Yeah.
I dig that. And so I guess music style, is it going to have similar elements, or is it going to be more, I don't know, is it going to be darker?
Yeah, it actually shares a lot of musical elements to Clouds. It's not,
okay.
I don't think it doesn't repeat any tropes of
Okay.
Clouds or anything, but it has a lot of the same soundscape. You'll definitely hear the relationship for sure.
Okay. And so, you said merch is coming out too, but is that merch for like Clouds?
Yeah. So the stuff that's coming out is going to be, it's going to be for Clouds, but honestly, this whole EP/singles that I'm releasing, is all really in the same world. So I'm excited for you guys to see the album art, because
I'm very excited.
Yeah, because it's all going to be moving around in the same space, but with slightly different elements to it. So the merch is sort of universal to this era.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And are you gonna keep with that like yellow, red, white theme?
Yeah. For this stuff, that's kind of the world that we're in.
I'm liking it. I'm definitely liking it.
Yeah, I really like that. I just love the designs in general, where it's like solid color and then you have that one focal point. I just think that's super cool. I've always been a fan of that. So I guess moving on to like some other things outside of music, or I guess not outside of music, but outside of your music, what are some like artists that have influenced you? And like, do you think that like your art kind of replicates them, or do you think it kind of expands on their ideas?
Interesting.
Because I know we all have like, like for me specifically, like I love Justin Timberlake, but I feel like my music doesn't really replicate him. It's more of like I take certain things from it and put it into my own, style. So what do you think happens with different artists for you?
That's a great question. I think throughout my life there've been a couple sort of phases that have highly influenced me. There was my sort of early 2000s like British indie pop kind of phase.
Yeah.
And so British and American, not just British, but like
that hits with me really, really well.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's my area.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So, and by that I mean like LCD Sound System, Franz Ferdinand, Arctic Monkeys, that kind of stuff. I was super into all the Jack White stuff too.
Yeah.
Some of the punkier stuff. So that was really big. And then later, in sort of in between high school and college, around then, I had a really big dance music phase, like nasty dance music phase.
I also went through a nasty dance music phase.
It's a great phase. It's an important phase.
It's a very college phase. Like I feel like, especially now, like you're gonna hear it if you go out. Like you're gonna hear those songs.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, and we were witnessing like a really incredible time in music. I think in the sort of like early 2000s, when you had some of the best like pop, indie pop, rock stuff, and then some of the craziest new sounds from dance music that no one had ever heard. And I think that so I get compared a lot to that, to like early 2000s stuff, and I I try to take it as a compliment.
Yeah.
Definitely
So
I do. I
yeah.
definitely hear a lot of like dance music styles in your songs, but I also hear like Clouds, for example, like the chorus is more like EDM style, like EDM pop style mix, and then like your verses are more. I hear that rock influence and that like alt pop influence.
Totally. That sort of I mean, yeah, there's a couple artists now that I think really ride that line. Glass Animals is a big influence.
Okay.
Even people like the sort of Melanie Martinez suburban,
Yeah.
these like kids that are doing the same vibe where it's like alternative, but it's trap. I'm super into that. Yeah, those kinds of artists are big. The ones that are Beck is a huge influence, right?
Beck,
He also
Yeah.
he can put out an album of indie rock and then have a track that's like a trap
Yeah.
track in the middle, and I'm like,
So
of
strange,
course.
catch you off guard every time.
He's
I love
amazing.
that. He's
Yeah.
incredible, as well as like the sort of, PC music, hyper pop stuff.
Yeah.
I'm also super into. Clarence Clarity is probably my favorite in that crew.
Okay.
And yeah,
Nice, dude. And so like
That's awesome.
what kind of artists, or I guess not what kind, or who do you think is like really good that people don't know a lot about? Like who do you think are like some really good upcoming artists that maybe you've seen in concert, maybe you've seen them, you've just like heard them through like Spotify and or found them somewhere. Like what do you think is next?
for sure. Okay, let me think about this. Okay, there's a couple. One of them is Underscores, is a super cool electronic artist.
Electronic,
who's,
cool.
Yeah, putting out really, really awesome stuff. Super bizarre, sort of in that hyper pop world.
Okay.
Really, really cool stuff.
That's cool.
Let's see. High School Jacob. You guys heard of High School Jacob?
I have not.
No.
He's a LA alt pop artist.
Okay.
And he's also riding that line of like he's more in the indie pop world with electronic influence.
Okay.
Really, really cool stuff. Okay, Will, another indie pop artist that I love. And he's starting to pop off. So
okay. Cool. I'll definitely check those guys out. 100%.
Definitely check them out. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So like I guess anything else coming up with music that you want to talk about or that like we should be looking forward to? I know you said the EP. When do you think that will be coming out?
TBD, not totally sure yet.
Fair.
Okay.
But definitely sometime in the first half of this year.
Okay.
I will say.
Okay.
Cool.
So
I'm very excited.
That's coming out. Yeah, me too. And then a bunch of shows are happening. We haven't fully announced yet, but we're doing some really cool like Twitch live streams and things like that. We're excited for.
Yeah, a lot of artists are starting to take advantage of that. I haven't really looked into it yet. Is it cool? Is it like happening or? I don't know if people say happening anymore. But...
I think it's happening. Happening is happening. Don't worry.
Okay.
So it's cool. It's interesting. Just the live stream performance aspect it's both sort of fun because you're in your own space and you get to do whatever you want, and that's cool. But it's also difficult because there's not as much feedback. Right? Okay. You don't get to get that immediate audience feedback from what you're doing, and so it's super cool. But it's I'm excited to also play real live. That'll be fun.
That
I miss
would
it.
be great.
That's one of these days.
That's like I think that's number one priority here is getting this situation fixed. Man, I miss shows. I miss so many shows, man. But hopefully you're able to get out there and perform as soon as you can. But all right, so we got one last segment here that we do. It's called Is It Weird? And so basically, we have people call in and write in, and they just ask us questions like, "Is it weird that I do this? Is it weird that my friend does this, or whatever?" So we have one for you that we had a few weeks back, and I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on it.
Okay.
So, is it weird that I am deathly afraid of pine needles? Not Christmas trees, just the needles after they fall off.
Not weird.
Really?
What?
Yeah, not weird.
Why?
I have to. Yeah, why?
Well, for me growing up, actually, I grew up in Wisconsin. And
Okay.
we had all sorts of pine needles on the ground. And I remember walking across pine needles it's like hot coals.
Oh,
Mm.
wow.
Yeah.
Like barefoot.
And so you walked across pine needles often?
It happened. It happened a good amount.
Okay.
In our backyard.
That just sounds so surprising to me.
Yeah, we had pine needles in our backyard, and so there were certain areas where you had to really be careful because those will prick you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They are needles.
They can.
They are
But
needles.
the
they're
thing is,
needles. They're called needles.
they said deathly afraid. Like they're scared to death of these needles. I feel
So-
like
to me, that says like that I don't even want to be around them, let alone walk near them.
it makes me feel like they had something happen to them when they were
Right.
younger that really like they must have
Maybe-
got stabbed real hard with a pine
Like
needle or
An
something.
I see.
accidental vaccine
Yeah, actually,
of the pine nature.
the pine vaccine.
Yeah, the
is
pine
that?
vaccine.
Oh my god.
Well, they're needles.
Yeah. They are needles. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit. I'll say a little weird because
Okay.
I'm not deathly afraid. I'm just a little afraid.
okay.
I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fair. I think you went a little easier on them than I would have, which is nice. It's nice.
Yeah,
of
we
you.
definitely we tend to rip into people a little bit more.
What do you guys think? You guys think it's totally crazy?
I said it was weird just because we want to know more. There's so many that we get where I'm like, I want people to explain this more because I
need
want to know
more
what
information.
happened so that they are now deathly afraid of pine needles. Like what occurred in your life that made you
Yeah,
afraid of them? 'Cause
that's
it
what
has to be
the-
something.
The more I think about it, the more weird it gets to me. Like I think
Yeah.
no, actually, it's like a curve. Like it starts out really weird, it gets less weird. Like what you just said made it less weird to me. Like growing up in Wisconsin, there's lots of pine needles, and then Aaron brings up why deathly afraid, and then I'm back at weird again.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like all I can picture is someone walking into a room with a Christmas tree and just like shutting down. Like I can't.
Disassociated.
when you emphasize deathly,
That's that's the thing.
it's the key word deathly.
And
Yeah.
if they had called, maybe they would have not emphasized deathly as much as I'm
Right.
emphasizing it in my head. But yeah, I don't know. I do think it's weird. I think at the end, I think it's weird because I've never met someone who's deathly afraid of pine needles. So
Yeah. Well, you met someone who's a little bit afraid of pine needles.
okay,
so, yeah.
well that's good. That makes it
That's
less
good.
weird actually. Now that I've
Yeah.
met someone,
Yeah.
so
I feel for this person. Pine needle problems. Yeah.
all right. Well, if they're listening, you're not alone. I just want you to know.
I like this segment. This is great.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all we got for today. Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Make sure you go check Paper Idol out on all streaming services, correct? All streaming services, Instagram, TikTok. Do you have a Twitter?
I have a Twitter. Yeah.
Twitter? Okay,
It's-
cool.
It's Paper Idol.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
It's
perfect.
Paper Idol, and that's for all of them,
Yeah.
right?
That's for all of them. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Make sure you go check it out. Be on the lookout for merch. Be on the lookout for the new single, new EP. And best of luck to you, man. I hope you're able to play live as soon
Yeah.
as possible.
It'll happen one of these days.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, super nice to meet you guys and appreciate the opportunity.
Me too,
Yeah,
dude.
great to meet you too.
Thanks again.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you later,
Awesome.
man.
Yeah, sounds good.